As the chairman of the board for the Afghan-American Chamber of Commerce, I would like to welcome and thank everyone for participating in our 9th annual U.S.-Afghanistan Business Matchmaking Conference. I'm really delighted to see a large turnout this year, actually more than the years before, and especially I see a lot of our friends from Afghanistan, so I'm delighted to have more participation and a larger number being able to participate in this 9th annual conference. Our goal at AACC has been always to create this platform to allow Afghan companies and U.S. companies to meet, network, and hear about opportunities and challenges for the private sector in Afghanistan. In the next 2 days, we will have panels on different sectors explaining the challenges and opportunities, and we should have a good conference ahead of us. Without further to say, I want Honorable Don Ritter to introduce our sister organizations who are here, which this conference is not possible without their help. We're not doing this alone. We're doing this with the help of many organizations from Afghanistan. So Don would introduce them, and we'll try to go over the agenda and some of our sponsors and topics. And I'll see everyone tomorrow at the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Suleiman. The immediate accomplishment of this conference, when you think about it, is to bring together an American organization, the Afghan-American Chamber of Commerce, which has been around starting in Kartachar, and some of you go back that long, in 2003, and all of the other organizations from Afghanistan that have worked with us over the years and grew out of us over the years to some extent, and have established themselves brilliantly on the business and professional front in Afghanistan. Now, I just want to recognize, I notice in the back there is Marine Corps General Arnold Fields. Arnie? Sure. Yes. General, why don't you come on up here with us, since this is a major distinguished player. He was, as many of you know, when he was in the Marine Corps, he was the head of SIGAR, the Special Investigator for Afghanistan Reconstruction, SIGAR, and he is a dear, dear friend of the Afghan-American Chamber of Commerce, General Arnold Fields. Semper Fi. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'd like to start by introducing the chairman of the Afghanistan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the preeminent business organization truly in that part of the world. You know, we're thinking of Afghanistan as regional business hub. We think of ACCI as the central promoter of that on the spot inside Afghanistan and across the region. So without further ado, Haji Hussain Fahim, chairman of the Afghan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is with us. And Kabir, why don't you come on up here, chairman? Mohammed Kurban, AKA, also known as Kabir Hakjo, the distinguished CEO of the Afghanistan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is with us and is going to provide a few minutes of remarks. Kabir, in welcoming all of you colleagues and members, many of you of ACCI. Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim wa bihi nasta'in. Honorable Don Ritter, distinguished guests, board member of AACC, Mr. Chairman Haji Hussain Fahim, board member of ACCI, Excellencies, Ambassadors Jawad and also Karimi, distinguished chairmen of our sister organizations, Haji Sadr Khail, Mr. Naeem Yassin, yeah, I mentioned about them, and distinguished member of Afghan Embassy in Washington, especially my friend Shakib Nouri, distinguished businesses, US businesses, Afghan businesses, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. It's my honor to welcome you all to 9th US-Afghan Matchmaking Conference on behalf of Afghanistan Chamber of Commerce and Industries. It's really a unique platform from our businesses from Afghanistan, especially for those they want to link their business relationship to outside Afghanistan, especially in the United States. We use this conference a kind of opportunity for young and new Afghan investors and businesses, and as well as the interested U.S. investors and from Europe and from Canada to make them introduce to each other and find opportunities for joint ventures, for doing business in Afghanistan or related with the Afghan investment. I think as you might know, Afghanistan is in a very important part of its story. The election is in Verizon, and the 2014, there's a lot of questions about the after withdrawal and the opportunities over there and the concerns, of course. I'm looking forward for the next 2 days in the conference that how we can introduce Afghanistan as a land for business opportunities, besides the media that raising concerns about the future of Afghanistan, which is not totally the reality of Afghanistan. And there are a lot of opportunities, and we have improved in recent 12 years. The infrastructure has been improved. The legal framework in Afghanistan has been improved, and there is a new skilled labor in Afghanistan, and opportunities in investment areas. That's why we are here. I just want to say a few words in Afghan in our daily language. So there's a lot of okay. دوستان نهایت عزیز، من بسیار خوش هستم که شما را اینجا می‌بینم. بسیار خوش آمدید به کنفرانس. خوشبختانه این دفعه بیش از 100 نفر از سرمایه‌گذارها و تجار افغانی ما در این پروگرام اشتراک کردند. امیدوار هستم که از این فرصت استفاده زیاد بکنید. فردا و پس فردا فرصت خوبی است برای یافتن شرکای تجارتی، برای معرفی فرصت‌های افغانستان. با امید از اینکه کنفرانس خوب داشته باشیم. تشکر از تشریف آوری کردن.
Thank you. I'd like to bring up some further guests who are very important to this conference, to the relationship between AACC and different institutions. For example, I would like to invite Haji Obaidullah Sadarkhel, the distinguished chairman of the Afghan Business Council, Dubai. Haji Obaidullah, I think if we've had 9 conferences, I think you've been here 9 times. Although maybe last time you missed. Yes. Yeah, 8 out of 9 is not a bad thing. I'd like to invite Shakib Nouri also. We work very closely with the Embassy of Afghanistan. Prior to Ambassador Hakimi, our present ambassador, Ambassador Jawad was very close to us and spoke many times at this event and also collaborated behind the scenes on so many different initiatives. Also, this is not last but not least, definitely not least, is Naeem Yassin, the distinguished president of the Afghanistan Builders Association. And of course, we go back so far. You were an original board member, I believe, back in 2002 when we founded the organization. So please, Mr. President, come up here. I also wanted to recognize the father of our chairman. He gave us wonderful sons to work with. Suleiman is not the only one out there who contributes to this. Suleiman is sort of the point person for the Lutfi family, but was brought into AACC by his dad, a founder, one of the founders of the Afghan-American Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Lutfi Ibrahim, Senior, the chairman of TriVision Media, active both here and in Afghanistan, and also the proprietor, owner, president of Kabul Felis, the furniture manufacturing, a company which many of you know predate the troubles starting in 1979. So in any event, I hope... Yeah. Yes. We have given all the turmoils going on presently in Afghanistan, it has not been easy to recruit ministerial people, but we have a very important deputy minister here, the deputy minister of the Ministry of Mines and Petroleum, His Excellency Jamil Harris. Excellency, could you... Good to see you, sir. And would you like to say a word of welcome or two? Okay. He has a keynote address tomorrow, and we're all waiting to hear from him because we know that with Minister Shahrani entering into the political fight for the presidency, along with Qayyum Karzai, Minister Harris has assumed and has been assuming a very significant role in directing the MOMP over his tenure. So again, we are delighted, Mr. Deputy Minister, to have you here. I think also, Arash Younisi, the Balkh Chamber chairman, is coming in tomorrow. But as you know, Balkh and the North are very active in commerce in Afghanistan. And also, we have here with us Saad Katibi, the chairman of the Herat Chamber of Commerce over here, and wanted to call attention to you personally. So the members, let me say before we go any further, the members of our board of directors, in addition to our, again, latest, greatest addition, Ambassador Jawad, I don't know if you know what he is doing, but he is doing exactly what AACC is set up to do, and that is stimulate business and investment in Afghanistan through his capitalized LLC. Bashir Kashtiar is the chairman of the Australian Afghan Business Council, and we're delighted to have you with us, Bashir. This is the first time. I mean, coming from Afghanistan is pretty far, but Australia is even farther. Of course, there's no visa issue, so it's a lot easier. Yeah. What's interesting is, this is by far, as Suleiman mentioned it, this is by far the largest delegation of Afghan business people that we have seen over the 9-year period. And that delights us, but what you should know is, and you may know, is many of your colleagues did not get visas in time or even get visas. So next year we may have to move the venue from this room, and we are looking forward to a next year. We are not stopping. So without further ado, I saw Bill Jorn, one of our board members, enter the area. Bill, raise your hand. You'll know him, because the board members can be helpful in the course of the conference if you have questions. Qasim Tareen, our West Coast board member. Qasim, raise your hand. Good. David Begg, who has been our vice president in the past. David, and a major assist in putting on the conference. Where are you, David?
He's right there.
David, come on up front. Come on. Come on. Don't be bashful, somebody said. And you'll see a lot more of our board members. Did I mention Yama Azami, our treasurer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Doug Brooks.
Yes. And where's Doug Brooks? Doug Brooks, where are you? Come on up, Doug, because you'll be seeing a lot of him tomorrow. Doug is a new board member, as is the ambassador. Doug is now the President Emeritus of the International Security Operations Association. It used to be the International Peace Operations Association. This is the combination of the major American and some European and Australian security companies the world over, and it's quite the business association. They deal with force protection, peace operations, stabilization, and all the major defense contractors are a member of Doug's organization. So, just one. That's it, right?
That's it.
Yeah. One closing remark. As we look forward to tomorrow, we all recognize that this moment in history is a moment of enormous importance, and there are mixed signals out there, let's face it. But one thing is not mixed, and that is the desire of the Afghanistan business community and the U.S. business community to work together, because the driving force behind peace and stability and normalcy and good governance is the widespread distribution of commerce, the creation of wealth and capacity throughout the country. Only by commerce can that happen. So the role of the business community is more important than ever, because if the business community is successful in a broad way and commerce is broadly distributed throughout the country, Afghanistan will be successful. I leave you with that message. Thank you. God bless you. We love to see you here. And network. What can I say? Thank you.